All right, and we're back. Our guest tonight is Matt Fultz.
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, as always with Cameron. We're at ABC where Matt works. Sean's gym.
Kind of.
How is it working for Sean?
It's fun. Sean's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like being around Sean. Robin and DDA are great.
No.
Some of my favorite people in the world, for sure.
I was just climbing with Robin and Brooke at Movement before I got here.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been climbing with Brooke a little bit, and she's doing the combined competition as well this coming weekend. So she's been giving me some speed tips and sport climbing tips.
Oh, really?
It's been nice. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of your main focus for the last few is just training and getting involved for this. What is it? Combined competition?
It's the combined invitational, yeah, for USA Climbing. It's the first time they're having this style format of competition in the U.S.
And that's kind of a precursor for the Olympics?
Yeah, there's a lot of steps between this and the Olympics, but it determines, it's part of what determines who goes on the U.S. team.
Oh, wow.
But this is like the third step back, right? There's like this.
Yeah, so this qualifies you to be on Team USA, or this will help. It's part of it. I think one or two people qualified to be part of Team USA. And then that lets them go travel to Europe for the World Cup, which are what qualifies you then for the Olympics. Or the World Championships, which then qualifies you for the Olympics. So there's quite a few steps in between, but this is the first one. So.
Yeah, then World Cup, then World Championships.
For those that don't know, World Cup climbing will be in the Olympics in 2020.
That's right. Yep, 2020.
Where is it taking place?
It's going to be in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it's kind of a throw up if America will even be involved in it or not.
Yeah, so they're taking
format.
there will be one male allotted, but not guaranteed. So we can send one male and one female, but there might not be any Americans in the Olympics, as far as I understand it, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Would we ever send like two females or two males?
No, so it's one. It's capped at one.
One and one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if we don't do well enough on the World Cup circuit or the World Championships, we don't get it.
Then no one. Yeah, and I think a good shot if no one makes it until then. We have the Pan American Championship, which is where North and South America do their combined competition, and I think that'll be a good shot for. If we don't get in by then, it'll be our best shot for an American to make it.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Are you guys like as a whole like there's like that group of competitors like you guys travel around the country, not year round. It's like 4 months season.
Yeah, a lot.
Have you noticed like the pressure kind of ramping up with everybody?
Yeah, it really is. I think everyone is elevating their game a lot, and it's crazy to me how many people are so good at all three disciplines. And they've just been training for so long with that singular focus. And you would think it would just be a few guys that are good at all three, but there's so many.
Being the humble guy that you are, who are the other people you think that are kind of you got your eye on?
Yeah, I think that as far as men,
Yeah.
I think that Sean Bailey has a really good chance.
Okay.
Nathaniel Coleman, never count him out. And Drew Ruana,
Okay.
I think, are probably, off the top of my head, kind of the big three. Yeah.
But you're not even looking to go to the Olympics.
I'm not totally interested in the Olympics.
But
I'd
you
like
would
to,
go if you had the opportunity.
Of course I'd go
Yeah.
if I had the opportunity. I'm not a huge fan of speed climbing. I just started about 2 months ago.
It seems like kind of the thing with everybody. It's like
Yeah.
the format that they chose to put in the Olympics is, who's speed climbing. You know, I
Right.
know there's a local guy around here, John or something.
Yeah, John Brosler.
Yeah, that's a really
insane.
good speed climber.
Mhm.
Nobody can touch him or something.
No,
so I've heard.
yeah,
but
off the charts.
You know, like sport climbing and bouldering, you know, another story. It's like you just got to be well-rounded, I suppose.
Yeah, and I love bouldering and I love sport climbing, so that's a big motivation, and it's really easy for me to want to get in the gym and train for those, but speed, it's a little bit different. So
Yeah, sure.
I've been having some fun with it, but I don't think that I would do it after the Olympics or the qualifiers or anything
in speed
like
climbing,
that.
the route is the same.
Yeah.
Everybody I see with these, even your little route over here at the Rock Club, at Movement, they all have like a speed climbing route or something.
Yeah, they're all the same, up to the same specs, as far like all the way to the texture of the wall has to be exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for it to be
How hard is the
standard
route?
speed wall. I think if you just climb it, it's like mid 510
Yeah,
and kind of
I've heard that.
reachy.
Wow.
And it's actually not that fun.
Oh, really?
Unless if you speed climb it, it's more fun. But if you're just climbing it, it's not a well set route. In my
really?
opinion.
Shoe wise, you go up in your sneakers or something that has sticky rubber, or do you
your
actually
sneakers could
use climbing shoes?
I actually use climbing shoes, but I think sneakers could be okay.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I use nothing like aggressive. I kind of use flats.
Yeah.
Kind of
Wow.
like a size and a half bigger than I usually wear,
Jeez.
and yeah, so you don't
Yeah,
really need
comfy.
any technical shoes.
Yeah, sure.
Would you
Wow.
wear Mocs?
Mocs, yeah, those are pretty
I would
popular.
never wear
I
Mocs.
think.
That's crazy. I
mean,
wear
I
Mocs
wouldn't
in the
either.
gym all the time. Everyone just gives me a hard time, but
Yeah, I know. They're an easy target,
look
dude.
at 'em.
They're-
They're gonna make
bright
it
red.
into the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So how long have you had this competition in your mind? Ever since it got announced?
This competition, the combined competition, ever since I got invited about 2 months ago.
It's an
So it's an
invitation.
invite, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when I got invited 2 months ago, I was like, oh shit, I better start speed climbing.
Yeah,
Which
sure.
I never had in my life. So, and I was pretty motivated. I think it'll be fun to see where I'm at. And so I started speed climbing a bit then.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that was the first time this past November. It was the first time I really got on the speed wall and tried to figure out the beta and get all that down. So.
Yeah, if you could ever get the speed wall simulated on the tread walls,
Yeah.
and then there's your
And go
perfect
fast
time
enough.
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's a
you
good
just
point.
like wind it up to do the
It
fastest you
has to
can
go so
possibly.
fast.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
would be dangerous.
yeah. it
Yeah,
would be
some of those
dangerous.
guys can freaking
And it's
book.
overhanging the route, or it's dead vert?
Yeah, it's like 10 degrees overhang,
Oh,
I
wow.
think. Hmm.
When did you get to Boulder? When did you move to Boulder?
I moved in August 2017.
Oh,
so
wow.
a year and a half about.
So you're
now.
still pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm.
From
I moved from Salt Lake City. I
Right.
was there for 3 years, and then Boise originally.
Yeah, that's where you grew up climbing, is Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, that's right.
How'd you get into climbing?
My dad used to climb a little bit when he was a kid, and when I was little, I played baseball and some basketball, and wasn't really into them. And so my dad remembered back to when he would climb on his farm, and so he's like, "Hey, I used to like rock climbing. There was a gym that he saw on the side of the freeway." And we went and tried it out, and I had a blast. So
Really?
kind of stuck with
How
that.
old were you?
I was 11.
Oh, wow. And how old are you now?
I'm 27.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been climbing over a decade at least.
Yeah, a while.
Oh, wow. So you...
I did take 4 years off in high school. I quit climbing almost completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just to focus on football. And I
Really?
ran track and I lift. I
Wow,
like
so
to
you're
lift and
actually a
stuff.
football player.
I actually played football, yeah.
You're the
Oh, wow.
first
In
climber
high
I've
school.
met who's played football.
When people describe you, they're like, yeah, he's like a big guy, you know? He's like a football player guy, you know? It's like,
Yeah,
That's true.
I definitely have roots in lifting
Yeah.
and football. I was a running back and linebacker in high school, and I wanted to play college ball really bad, but I wasn't good enough to go to any schools that I was interested in. So when I graduated high school, I went to college that didn't have a football team. And so I was on their track team. I was on scholarship with the track team there, though.
Really?
Yeah, but I wasn't as interested. I got kind of back into climbing. So after the first track season, I quit and started climbing full time.
Well, so you've
as a
always been
student.
involved in athletics pretty much your whole life.
Yeah, it's been a really big part of my life.
That's cool. That's probably
Thanks.
where you get a lot of your motivation from. I see a lot of guys,
so.
Similar to, doing what you're doing and stuff, but it really seems like you have a focus and, you really try and get things done. Whereas, a lot of guys, it's kind of like you get training and sometimes, and it's like, what am I doing this for? You know what I mean? But, it seems like you stay motivated.
Yeah, thanks. A lot of it's definitely intrinsic. I've never had a coach, really. I've never been on a climbing team when I was a youth in youth competitions. And so the drive really had to come from myself rather than, okay, I've got practice at 6 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I think that's what a lot of Americans have to deal with, you know what I mean? A lot of other countries and stuff, they get a lot of funding, they get a lot of, they more of a team thing, but it's like, American climbing team, you don't even really hear that. Americans are kind of just like left out to kind of do what they want. And it's like you see the ones like yourself and a few other ones that really like can channel that focus and stay with it for,
Thanks.
Which is pretty cool.
I also think it's cool how you have like a more broad sports background and you haven't just been like day one on the wall. That's more interesting to
thanks.
me.
I think it's helped a bit.
Yeah.
I think I still like to lift a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely not as much as I used to. But I think that's helped a little bit, trying to stay injury free.
Yeah.
My body it hasn't always worked with my fingers. But
Right.
yeah, I think I maintain like strong back and hips and stuff. So that's been
I
nice.
mean, that's kind of lifting really does that. It really kind of works the opposite muscles and stuff. I've always heard that deadlifting is like the key to like, being injury, not getting
I do a
working
little
your
bit of-
injuries out and all that good stuff. It must be really hard though. Climbing, it seems like, you're traditionally it was always kind of like, stay light, you know what I mean? You didn't really see a lot of bigger dudes rock climbing. I mean, you did, of course, but it wasn't like the norm. It seems like just in the last few decades, I guess, or last decade, I mean, Jimmy Webb was always like one of these dudes. I was like, wow, he's a big guy, yourself. Even further, I remember like Tony Lamprick and stuff, just like this big old dude, you know what I mean? Like you guys, you know what I mean? And just a different climbing style, but really power oriented, really capable of doing a lot, you know what I mean? Like Tony had one of the, impressive tick lists and still does. I think he just put his ascents on 8A this last month or something, and he's just killing it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He's 47
That's
years
cool.
old.
That's super cool.
And always motivated, you know what I mean? I got the pleasure of climbing with him just one time in like Cresciano or Coronico or something. Really good guy, big guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that as long as you're using what you have, so I'm about $160 right now. But I feel like all that weight is helping me move up the wall. So, I might lose, I could maybe lose 10 pounds, but I might not have the energy.
$150.
To,
you think you could be $150?
I'm not sure.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
5'11", wow.
Yeah. But when I graduated,
that'd be some pretty light fighting weight right there.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. But I mean, I think if I was 150, I might not be climbing as well. So I don't know if I'd be as healthy. And
that's
maybe
the fine
maybe I
line.
wouldn't be as injury free and stuff like that.
I've done that
so.
my whole life. Is just like you get motivated on one boulder or one route that you want to do, and then it's like you kind of you have your base or whatever, and then it's like, well, I need to get light and do this thing, and upon getting light, it's like, wow, I get a little aggressive too, you know what I mean? You kind of do the things that that you need to do to accomplish it, and I remember my brother used to wrestle in high school.
I did.
And Cameron, all-state
nice.
wrestler.
Oh, nice.
No. But
JV,
they'd be dropping weight and training for it, and all the while they're just getting really aggressive too. And it was it was like, wow, if you can really point that focus in the right direction, it was
cool.
It was pretty impressive to see.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple schools of thought, I think there.
Definitely.
It's
oh, go ahead.
yeah, it's just about, I think, finding which weight works for you best. Because it is a strength to weight ratio, and I think sometimes people forget that ratio part where they just think the lighter you are, the better, but you don't want to start losing strength and health as well along with it. So
a lot of climbing, I think, is specifically just hand control, hand strength. I see it all the times. It's like, oh man, my hands are just tired. Even the session that I just had, it's like, oh man, I need to campus 3 more times because or have 3 more sessions before I'm kind of back where I need to be. You know what I mean? It's just like the hands get really tired.
I think that also it depends on your goals. I think that World Cup climbing right now, it helps being a little bit bigger.
I mean, definitely the route setting and like kind of like the stuff that they got going, it's not so tweaky,
harder on the body. World Cup stuff
less on the fingers, harder on the body, shoulders, and jumping. You're jumping around a lot, and then I think also it's just grueling. You have so many rounds in a row. Right. I think doing 3 World Cup rounds in 2 days is just super grueling on your body, and so you want that little bit extra weight. You're going to be recovering better from a higher volume of climbing.
So totally.
Wow. Diet, does that play a role in how you set up for all this?
I don't pay too much attention to my diet, but I do try to eat mostly vegetables and rice, beans, vegetables, those kind of things.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm not. A lot of times I'll eat chicken or beef, but I just try to be moderate with those things. I've tried some diets on and off, and there's nothing that really works well for me besides just trying to be
listen to your body.
Listen to my body
when you're hungry.
Do what makes sense. And I'm a big creature of habit, so every morning I wake up and I eat my oats.
Yeah.
I have a big salad for lunch.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a bar for a snack, and then a big dinner, and that's kind of that's kind of how I operate right now.
Yeah, sure. And when you're training for all this stuff, what does a week look like for you? What's like your normal just kind of training, a good solid week?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So it kind of depends on where I'm at. I think it kind of depends on what season I'm in. So if it's like a competition season, that'll be different than like say February through August.
Sure.
During comp season, I'll definitely be in the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week, and then I try to get outside once a week. Oh wow,
it's complemented with outside climbing.
Yeah,
as well.
I just go freaking stir crazy if I don't go out once a week. But I'll come in the gym and I'll either have power sessions or power endurance sessions, and I'll include movement always. I'll usually start out with 30 minutes or more of just pure movement, trying to work on different moves that you might see in competition.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll move into my circuits where on power days, I might do like a mock competition where I'll pick 5 routes and go 4 on, 4 off.
Oh, wow.
On those, and then I'll kind of just finish with bouldering.
Oh, wow.
And then on power endurance days, I'll do my circuits. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah. And then during, for most of the year, or probably about half the year, I'll mainly be climbing outside, and that mostly just consists of 2 or 3 days a week going out, working projects, and then a day a week probably in the gym, trying to maintain some strength at tension or something.
Yeah.
That's all what I did all summer, this past summer. It was really
it
fun.
Seems like you were flocking to Wolverine Land and Mount Evans.
I was having a really good time out there this summer.
That's cool. Being in Colorado, what are some of your favorites around here? You got any favorite climbing areas and all that good stuff?
Lincoln Lake is really special to me. I'm not totally sure why, but I love the climbing style. The rock is super cool, and it's just a huge concentration of classic hard lines.
Yeah, sure.
And it feels really wild. I like Mount Evans too. It's not as crowded as the park.
Yeah, it's the best
parking at Bear Lake is just nuts.
Roadside climbing ever. You know what I mean?
Basically roadside. Yeah.
I love that place too. Just the downhill hike, or I run down and then just like we try to motor out as fast as we can.
Yeah, that's what I like to do too. I like to time myself and try to beat myself every time I go in and out.
What is your time out?
So from
Evil Backwards,
I go the long, like more chill way, because there's like the steep way.
Yeah.
I go the long chill way, but from Evil Backwards, I think I've done it in 20.
Oh wow.
Less than 25.
Yeah, Luke Parody has it in like I think it was 14 or 16 out.
Oh man, yeah, that's serious.
15 or somewhere around 15 minutes, just straight
from
up.
Evil Backwards.
Yeah, Evil Backwards, just straight up to the thing.
Yeah.
And we would always do it, and then we got into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and there was times it was like we're vomiting on the road and stuff.
That's not worth it to me. I'd rather get 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're just having fun, but
it is cool because it's always the first day I'm there. The last 2 seasons I've been out. I've gotten a few days out there, and the first day I'm there just kills me, and it takes me half an hour at least to get up, and then
especially people coming from the Midwest or from lower elevations, you're like, man, are you okay? Like, like they're losing it. You know?
But yeah, and then every time it gets a little bit easier, and go a little faster, and you kind of start memorizing parts of it that get better and better, and the easier how to get up easier.
The best luck I've had is like there's these like 3 stopping points, and it's like you don't want to stop. If you can just consistently go up without stopping, seems like the way to go. But
yeah, I think so.
I always like pick a rock like quarter or the third of the way up, stop, do like 10 breaths, really good ones, deep breaths, and then try and make it to like out of the chimney and then up to the road.
Nice. Yeah,
and I always like to sprint right at the road. You know how there's like a little talus that goes down. You hit that talus and you have like 30 feet to go, and it's just like as fast as you can.
I do that too. I just totally burn out right up there.
Yeah,
it was good. I got Haley and her sister all the way down to Evil Backwards this year, and they're athletic, but they're not hikers at all, and they've never really navigated talus much in their life, but we got them out there, and that was really fun.
Well, that's the easy way. You can basically toss them down in there, but getting out is the hard part.
Yeah, they were breathing heavy, but they had a good workout that day. So
after a summer of bouldering in Colorado, it's next level of fitness. It's great.
Yeah, even at Lincoln Lake, I remember having projects at the Diamond and climbing at Lincoln Lake like all the time. And for those that don't know, Lincoln Lake sits at like 12,000 feet, and the road is like at 13,000 feet. So you park on this road and you run down into this gully, and it's like 2,000 feet. You boulder all day at 12,000 feet, and then you climb back up. I remember just running up to the Diamond, it's like, the base is at like 13,000 feet or whatever, and just feeling like the best, it's just like,
it's such a good feeling.
After summer of bouldering at Lincoln Lake.
Yeah, it's so cool. Our bodies can adapt like that. And then Lincoln's special too. I love the wildlife there, and the vegetation is really cool. It's super
the columbines, those goats, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I saw a lot of goats this year. I am kind of disappointed. I think I've done most of what I'm psyched on down there, so I'm not really sure what to go back for right now. But
what have you topped out there? You've done Delirium and the Wheel of all those things?
I haven't done Delirium. But I did the wheel, and then Let the Right One In, and To Your Scattered Bodies Go. Warrior Up. Those are some of my favorites this year.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I remember running around with you last year, or maybe it's like 3 or 4 years ago now or something.
Yeah, I think so.
You were just on a tear. I mean, you did like the exfoliator and all these things, like just seemed like you weren't tired at all. I was like, wow, you're going to another one, and you were just eating these things up.
Yeah, I get psyched out there, and I think I climb well there.
Yeah, once you get acclimated, I think, once you get those areas kind of wired and stuff, it's just they really kind of build on themselves, Yeah, those are rad things. Climbing wise, the last 3 boulders you've accomplished,
The last 3.
Outside.
Oh, outside.
Daniel Wood's
honestly,
AP plus and tension doesn't count as an outdoor boulder.
Oh man,
yet.
yeah, but that's the hardest one I've done in months, I think.
Yeah, sure.
The last 3 boulders I've accomplished, probably haven't sent any since this past summer. I spent some time on Hypnotized Minds when that was good, but really once like September 1st hit, I was kind of in the gym because the comp season just goes and goes and goes and doesn't stop until February. So my last 3 boulders were maybe the Moat in God's Eye.
No, wow.
And shoot, what is that? Death Trout.
Nice.
All these summer
I feel
boulders.
like I feel like I must have gotten
Wanderlust
out
after that.
Wanderlust.
That was in the fall, wasn't it?
That was last March.
Oh, that was last year,
ago,
actually.
yeah.
Jeez.
I feel like I did get out, but
Well, you've
hard
been
to
in
keep
Clear
track.
Creek.
Clear Creek.
We'll call that outside climbing, even though it is pretty much a gym.
That's right. Clear Creek. I guess Kook Slams.
Yeah.
Then I did get that one.
Yeah, and you got
nice.
that first ascent. Kook
Yeah, I was
slams
psyched on
into the
that.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
which we have a
That's
little
a lot
clip
of
of
fun.
it.
Uh-huh.
If you could maybe walk us through this.
Yeah, sure.
Tell us what we're watching here.
Okay, yeah, so
Kook
should
slams
start
put up
on
as
Kook Slams, wearing a harness.
yeah, the new kind of climbing.
The chalk bag, yeah, this is like the
Hybrid.
combo, hybrid route. Yeah, so we're starting out, get some really fun crossy toe hook moves. I love toe hooking. So this is perfect
just
for
such.
me.
I love this route. Just this shoulder
Yeah.
and this move is just crazy. This unwind,
perfect.
this rose all the way through to undercling, and then a full
Yeah.
180.
This one is
And there's
sacred.
not much way around it.
Yeah.
That's easier, at least. This is kind of the
No,
easiest
there's
way
not,
to do it.
There's not any way that anybody's found.
That's so funny. And then that
Is that a
giant
decent hold?
Yeah, the dead point to the jug was pretty hard for me. But
Now,
then
most
once
people,
you're there,
they
you
do
kind of
this
chill.
funny foot cam that you get after, but then
Mm-hmm.
they kind of go up into that jug.
There's Isabel.
Camera handoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chad's got to put the gree on now. So that was Kook Slams, hard boulder,
12,
And
13?
prior to
something
doing
like that.
prior to doing this, the try before you had done Kook slams and you had fallen at, there's a route in between what you're going up and the route on the right. It's just a little scoop that Tommy Caldwell put up a long time ago.
Yeah, so
I think they give it like 13 plus or whatever, but it's just a really hard dead point up. And I saw you do Kook slams and then you kind of finished, you just tried that move.
yeah,
Should also be an enticing
that would be
line.
fun to do too. Yeah, there's still plenty to do out there. I'd love to go back soon. Yeah, I think on that try, I didn't have a rope on, and I was kind of pumped, and
Yeah, sure.
the landing kind of starts sloping away from you, and it's
Yeah,
just
I was
Chad
a little
spotting,
bit. I was
so.
a little bit like, man, what's he gonna do if he
Yeah,
grabs this
if
edge?
he
Is he just gonna solo
I'm not
this
gonna
route?
solo. No, I'd rather not. Yeah, so just resting here. You can get this nice knee, like double knee bar, and I get pumped pretty easy, so I was trying to de-pump.
How long of a
Yeah,
rest?
I mean, you're a really humble guy, dude. I mean, you say you get pumped really easy, but this is like the hardest link up, I think, in the cave. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think it's probably the hardest. Yeah, and I
If you
think
could somehow do what you were trying, that predator into predator, and then come back over and do
like
that
down
jump,
climb.
that'd be
Yeah,
that'd be the hardest one, I suppose. But
yeah, there's still plenty of link ups, and I love the idea of it being an outdoor gym, just like a training ground, because it's good to climb in there for a lot of the year.
I love it.
And it's super fun.
I limit myself to when the water's frozen, so you can just walk across the creek there, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can go here and just get pumped, and there's I'm trying the wheel, and that is a boulder in itself. You know what I mean? And you can do Kook slams up to the jug, and you don't need to necessarily bring a rope and all that stuff. But when we do bring a rope and all that good stuff, it's like, man, even the warm ups and like the arete and all that good stuff are just super fun routes.
Yeah, fun routes, pretty friendly holds for the most part.
How are these moves?
These moves are okay. You kind of get into this layback feature. And then it kind of turns up right here after the jug. And I kind of do it all funky.
Well, there's two ways of doing it. You kind of combo them. It's like you can stem up, get this really wide stem and kind of stem up that little scoop, or you can kind of knee bar up it, I think.
Yeah.
Which like a few people do as well. But then nobody's found any other beta for this jump. And that's kind of what it boils down to is some hard 512 climbing up to this like one really hard jump.
Yeah. What's the route at if you don't climb a V12 or 13 into it?
I think it's 13D.
Okay.
Yeah, jump. No bad jump.
Pretty standard one. You can take it in from the left, and I think that's called like Freaks and Geeks or something. An old Tommy Caldwell line. Or Corey French or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to do all those. I love this route.
Yeah.
I would just do this one over and over.
With ease.
Yeah, I think that knee bar right before the jump was pretty crucial for me to get a quick shake on that left hand before you move your feet, because the hold that you clip off of is pretty good, but it gets pumpy really fast, and then when you have to do a big pull like that afterwards, it's pretty challenging.
Knee bars are for everybody.
Yeah, I'll use them. Yeah, cool. I called that one Kook Slam, thank you, ma'am.
Kook Slam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fitting. What about routes? Sport climbing.
Yeah, I love it.
What's the last 3 routes you've done?
Oh, God. I did Thunder Muscle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the Flatirons.
Nice.
Not too long ago.
Any of the ones next to it? Choose Life or the Walrus or any of those?
No, I didn't get to try those. I did like a warm up, and then I ran up. I went bolt to bolt on Thunder Muscle, and then did that one, and then we left.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'd love to do more climbing the Flatirons. In there too, I Am the Walrus looks really cool and really hard. So I'd love to try that one.
Yeah, they're both awesome routes. Yeah. Long, hard Flatirons routes.
But yeah, besides that, I haven't been sport climbing very much while I've been here.
Wow. Well, you got rifle. You got a bunch of stuff
I guess rifle.
Here.
I did a few. I didn't send Simply Red, but I tried it a few times, and that was a really fun one in rifle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd love to do more though, especially now that I've been training endurance a little bit and I feel a little more fit.
Oh man, I think you would rip it up, especially in rifle too. I mean,
rifle helps, I think, for a guy your size.
Yeah,
I think you're psyched.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially you don't have problems knee bars or climbing or any of that stuff. You know, you just attack it. You know, it's like that's the perfect place to attack.
Cool.
What else? How about you've traveled around the world a little bit to go rock climbing?
A little bit. I'd love to do more, but I've been to Rocklands once, and that was so sick. I'd love to go back there, especially since I went in summer 2013, and I haven't been back since then, and there's been so much that's been established since. And I'd love to go back. Yeah.
Oh, I got to climb on one of your problems. Was it the Brown Dumpy?
Yeah, Brown Dumpy.
Awesome rock climb.
That was I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was awesome.
Sweet.
Like, I mean, it's
people were making fun of me, but it was named after. There's like a bread there.
Bread,
yeah,
Brown Dumpy.
That's why I named
it. We
it.
looked at it and we're always like, man, what is this? You know what I mean? And then somebody was like, that's Brown Dumpy. That's Matt Fultz's line. You know. And oh man, we had a great time with it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
This really cool drop knee and all kinds of cool stuff.
Right?
The last jump and all that good stuff.
I feel validated.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's like, I mean, it's a good one. Everybody's like, what is it? You know, because it's right there, steakhouse. Everybody's trying steakhouse and Mediva and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, I'd love to go back there. And then this year, I really want to go to Switzerland, Magic Wood, Tronico, all that. It was just fantastic. I've never been.
Last year you were supposed to go there, but you hurt your finger?
Yeah, so I actually had my tickets booked. I was 2 days out, and I was just training like crazy because I was so psyched. And on Hypnotized Minds, I was climbing and tweaked my finger on that little pinch
Really? That's what tweaked it.
Yeah, so that's the
little mini pinch.
The little mini pinch, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was my index because you kind of oppose with your thumb.
Yeah.
And I just put so much weight on that hold as I do the walkthrough and then just kind of lean into it.
Yeah.
And I felt that little click.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, and iced it, and I could still climb on it. Okay. I was trying to be careful with it, and then maybe a week later or a few days later in the gym, I was climbing and it full pop.
Really?
Pop and
in the gym?
Yeah.
You heard it. You felt it.
Yeah, and it was over. And so that was. It popped when I was in the gym 2 days before my flight to Switzerland. So
I remember
cancel and and
that was last year. That was 2017.
It was 2018 April.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, April and now.
April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's
April,
almost a year ago,
yeah.
or a few months away.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Hypnotized Minds. How long have you been trying that?
I put in. That was my second or third day of effort when I hurt my finger, and then this last season I tried it 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've probably 5 sessions, 5 solid sessions on it, I think, and then maybe one session kind of playing around with it after I did like bear toss and all those. So, that's definitely probably the biggest goal for this year. I'd love to get on that one a little bit more. I think that I was just lacking some fitness where I couldn't keep it together towards the top.
Okay.
Kind of after grabbing. There's this finger lock, and I have to work my feet all the way to the right to get into the finger lock.
Okay.
My fingers in that mini pinch, it's just really hard for me to lock that off without walking all the way around. And then the bad part of that though is you have to walk your feet all the way back.
Yeah, it's like all over here. Yeah.
And I'm just on that hold for so long that I lose a little bit of power, and that's just enough. It makes the crux move really tough.
Yeah.
So.
These 16 boulders, man, they're hard.
Yeah, for some reason. It's weird.
It's weird.
What's the future hold? What do you want to do? Obviously, this competition is occupying your
right now
your life for a little while. But after that, climbing, you want to climb outside? You want to do stuff? You want to do?
So I think after Open Nationals, February 1st and 2nd, I'm going to just try to be outside as much as I can with Hypno, and then I'd like to travel a bit, at least to Waco, but if I'm lucky,
Have
to
you
Europe.
been to Waco?
I went to Waco when I was 14.
No, really?
Once, yeah, so basically no.
Yeah.
You've been to City of Rocks a lot?
City of Rocks. I used to live in Boise, and so that was about 3-hour drive, but it was the best climbing within the 3 hours. So I would go there almost every weekend in college. So I was working the Warpath roof.
You did it all though. You did Warpath. You did the Botox boat. What did you call that one?
No Peace.
No Peace.
Yeah.
Stout stuff out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it was so nice because I would just go out there every weekend, and I probably had 20 sessions to do No Peace if you include all the time I spent on Warpath as well. And
oh wow.
But it was just super fun doing that.
Oh dude, I love that cave.
Over. Yeah.
That cave is awesome.
Yeah, so much fun. And I just dumbed the problem down so much over 20 sessions that
you
at
figure
the end,
out a lot,
you feel
sessioning out,
Exactly. It feels easy at the end. So
wow.
Maybe the same thing will happen on Hypno.
Yeah, that's hopeful. Yeah, I'm hopeful for that. It's happened before, so.
What else around here? Hypnotized Minds, all these roadside things.
Yeah, I haven't tried Paint It Black.
Nice.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, you'll love that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that's perfect for you. It's steep, it's thuggy, but then it has this really little slot crimp on it that it's weird with you too. I see a lot of the bigger guys, Jimmy Webb, some of these guys that they all kind of are really good in these one disciplines and stuff, but it seems like you are really good on your fingers as well.
Thanks.
Your strength to weight ratio somehow is you just have these fingers that can really get behind stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, I actually really like crimping. I think crimps are my favorite
No.
So that's something that's been a little disappointing, seeing comps move away from crimps more and more.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I just adjust. But I mean, I grew up climbing outside, and I grew up climbing on crimps. Mostly we were places like Swan Falls and Reynolds Creek that were close to Boise.
Yeah.
A lot of them were crimpy rock climbs, so that's really what I grew up.
I just saw Mike McClure doing one of your problems. Swan Falls, this Rhett thing. What's it called? The
Broken Vows. Broken Vows.
Mousetrap or something? Or
Mousetrap.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
V12, like the thing? Yeah.
There's some good boulders out there.
Really?
I don't know. It's like, it might be worth going to checking out.
Yeah, I'd like to check. I'm always into checking anything out.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think the first time I ever saw you was in a video, and you're putting up this 8B in Swan Falls, and I mean, it was a long time ago, you know what I mean? But it was like this funny video. It's like you climbing, and you're like kind of like you don't even have pads or something, and it's like this traverse kind of thing, and it's like you're climbing and you're kind of like grunting a little bit, and your dad's like, "You need a spot, Matt?" He's obviously holding the camera, you know, and you're doing it, and it's like, whoa,
so
like
funny.
It was like this, just I don't know. When we started seeing Swan Falls, I remember being like, "Oh man, it's like the Lincoln Woods of Idaho or something." You know what I mean? I have no idea. I've never been there and stuff. I've just seen like that one video and then a video of Mike McClure on that one thing. But yeah, I'd love to go there.
There's a lot of boulders there, and about 4 of them are really nice.
Really?
So
yeah,
and then the other ones you kind of really, they're usually short but featured, so you can do climbs, but you have to start really low. So that's kind of what the locals call it as a Swan Falls start, is when you just like have to dig
down,
the
dig out
dirt
the start, do all that stuff.
But yeah, that's where I grew up climbing, and you mentioned like didn't have pads, and it was with my dad. I just didn't know any better. I didn't have any coaches,
dude, it's awesome.
And
it's totally awesome. I mean, that's like
cool.
I didn't know grades, so I think out there all the grades are all skewed because I would do first ascents, and you're like, I don't know, it's V10.
That's the best kind of thing ever, you know what I mean? Because it's like somebody that just is psyched, and you're out there doing it, and it's like, dude, that's how all those things get done. And I mean, you're strong as an ox now, and you know, I'm sure people can work it out, you know, if they go into Swan Falls and they're like, dude, this isn't V12, this is like V14, or this is like V8.
Most likely
you know what I mean?
Go the other way. But what's nice though is Mike McClure putting together a guidebook for Swan Falls, and I think Reynolds Creek and a few other areas out there. So that's been his motivation to go out and repeat these boulders. Some of the ones that I got the FA on.
Yeah, he's been on a tear lately.
He's getting real strong.
Watch that. Has he done the
Warpath?
Warpath.
I don't think he's done it yet, but I know he's gotten really close.
He's been working on it for a long time. And he's always fallen off the end of it and stuff.
I might be wrong, but I think I know he's really close. If he hasn't done it already.
Yeah.
But it's nice that he's putting together those guidebooks, and I think that's why he's going out and trying those climbs, is making sure that I didn't, because I had no good frame of reference. So some V8s were V4s, and you know,
dude.
like that's just how it happens. But cool.
It all works itself out in the end, usually.
Yeah.
Get more people out there and stuff.
Yeah, I think that'll be really nice.
Where is it? Outside of Boise?
Yeah, just outside of Boise. It's maybe an hour drive from Boise, and I lived in Nampa, so it was about 30 minutes from me. So, it's all kind of in that same area.
Oh, that's cool.
Right on.
What else?
I want to start doing something with our guests where we get the bicep measurement.
Let's get this. Let's
get the stats.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. Just for shits.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get the big one.
Pump it up a little bit, dude. Get it working for you.
Wow. All right, I just want everyone to know that it's huge. 15.
What, my bicep?
15.
15.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
14 3/4 if we need to get really specific. Let's round up.
Yeah, let's round up.
Anacondas.
Write that down, Chad.
What do we got? 14.5, 15?
Hey, he said 15.
Whoa, we said 15.
Yeah.
Bro.
You get the quads next.
We can, I guess. Yeah, I'm like, not even close.
Someday. Keep trying.
You'll be there.
Wow. What else do we want to ask Matt about?
I mean,
what else do you got going in your life besides rock climbing? Musical tastes? Like,
yeah,
what do we got?
I read a lot of comic books.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk to you.
Okay,
Didn't you last
cool.
year you did a book challenge where you read like all these books in a year or something?
Okay.
Yeah, so when you're a full-time climber
Yeah.
and part-time, I coach part-time as
Wow.
well. I love coaching, but there's a lot of free time. So I didn't want to just use it, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, exclusively.
TV.
So yeah, TV, YouTube, that stuff adds up. So I wanted to read 50 novels in 2018.
I'm so glad you didn't say 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, maybe
that was
stick
not
with
on
the
my book
Instagram
list.
instead.
That was not on my book list. No, I read 50 novels in 2018.
Nice.
Just barely got them in.
That's
towards the
amazing,
end of
dude.
the year.
That's
Thanks.
a lot. If
Yeah,
I read
that was
one
a lot
book
for
a
me.
year, it's like doing really good for me.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, like one book a quarter.
Yeah.
It takes me a month or two.
Yeah, some of them were pretty short, and a few of them were graphic novels, which you can kind of blast through in a couple hours,
sure.
typically. And so this year,
couple hours.
yeah,
Some
just
of
graphic novels. Yeah, some of them.
Oh, wow.
Like anime and stuff.
Yeah, because it's mostly dialogue. There's the description is the pictures.
Yeah,
the
sure.
picture
I've read a
books,
lot of
yeah.
comics.
Oh
dude,
yeah,
and
I bet you know.
I don't blow through them.
Yeah, so you kind of skip all that. They go by a lot
Fun
faster.
to read. I never really got into comics, and then I like kind of browse them. It's so fun.
Yeah, I think it's super fun, and I got really into it this year. Comics of all genres, all types, not just like the superhero stuff, even though I read that too.
Really?
And so yeah, I've been since January 1st. I've really been like doing a trade paperback a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like
I
an
should
hour
give
or
you my old
two.
comics, dude. I have
That'd be
these
cool.
ones called M. They're all charcoal drawings, and they're
Okay.
like really visually like, wow. I
Yeah.
can't even believe that's a drawing. And then Grendel, it's like an old one based off Grendel and Beowulf. It's like this
Okay.
old novel or old book that's
Yeah,
like about this
the
thing
Beowulf.
that lives in the bottom of this lake or something. And it's all crazy. And it's more like a superhero thing, but
Cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like the weird ones.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing, Constantine,
Yeah,
Hellblazer,
wow.
those are my favorite.
Yeah,
Alan
that's
Moore,
cool.
like trying to get all weird.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the best.
Wow.
That's what I'm into right now.
You can read. Some climbers
fun.
can't.
Yeah, reading's pretty fun, and I think that it's been relaxing for me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, I think especially when I'm focused on a project or competitions coming up, I
sure.
get like pretty anxious. So
Yeah.
that's a really good way to.
Get out of your
Calm
head.
down.
And I've heard like
yeah.
a lot of actors and stuff when they have downtime, they really try and like you read to just get their mind off everything. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like their time where they can just kind of shut down and kind of
Yeah.
use their brain, but not be involved with what they're doing.
Yeah, that was a real unexpected benefit for me. I've been trying to, and I'm no artist at all, but I've been doing some of my own panels and trying to draw my own
Really?
stuff
cool.
and trying to get into that. So
Oh,
sketching
wow.
and stuff. Yeah,
Dude,
and
there
I'm
used to
not-
be this amazing comic book store down on Pearl Street. It was like
Yeah.
in the back of this like garage, and it was just like it was a really cool comic book store.
Nice.
It was like the full, boxes and boxes. And you can go through all the comics, you wanted. Yeah, since
Cool.
not in the last 5 years for sure.
Yeah, there's Time Warp Comics on Valmont, just across from Movement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's pretty cool too.
Oh, wow.
I like it out there. They have some good action figures too that
Mm-hmm.
are fun. But yeah, so that's been cool. Just trying to learn new skills, writing and drawing.
That's
my own
rad. I
panels
used to
and-
draw a lot.
Oh, dude,
Nice.
keep it up, man. Drawing
Yeah,
is awesome.
yeah, I'm not
super
good
relaxing, super
yet,
fun.
but I'd like to. It's fun to learn new techniques and new skills like that.
Yes.
You can get really into it.
Oh, very cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any last words?
Well,
I'm also married,
Oh, right.
so I spend a lot
I'm
of time
sorry.
with Haley.
Yeah.
So when she
The other
she
half of
works
your life.
at
Sorry.
no, it's all good. She works at Lucky's, the farmers market here. in the apothecary department.
Wow.
Just vitamins and
I see her. I think I've seen her in there before, actually.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you should definitely, whenever you get sick or something, you should see her first. Like if you have the head cold or something, she knows exactly what to get for you.
Which Luckies?
South Boulder, by like Neptune.
She was involved in that hostage situation.
She was, yeah. It was actually
like
really
a couple
freaky.
months ago or something.
What?
There was a hostage situation at Hair Rave in the South Boulder thing, I think. Isn't that it?
Yeah, so they shut down the whole
shopping
center complex in the parking area, and she had to stay there in Lucky's, and the SWAT team and bomb squad came out, and I was freaking out. She seemed to think like it wasn't a huge deal, but
every few years,
crazy.
Man, there was like just a few years earlier than that. There was a guy at the hospital with like a assault weapon, cruising around there. I remember going down Broadway one time and seeing all these cops, and everything was shut down because there was some crazy guy with a gun.
Man, yeah, you would never think. Boulder just seems like it's
a pretty
the safest place
happy
ever.
Shire.
But everyone's so happy.
All like running around.
Kind of associate that more with Colorado Springs or Denver.
Yeah,
for sure.
That happened there. That was actually pretty tragic. That guy.
Yeah.
A
few things.
But I mean, so like outdoor versus indoor climbing, do you have a preference, or is just kind of go with?
Definitely, I enjoy outdoor climbing more. But I love doing competitions. Yeah. So I think like projecting outside and competing are about even. Okay. I love doing that. It can be tough for me sometimes to just go to the gym and train, but I know that it'll be worth it come comp time.
How long did it take you to do 159?
I mean, I guess just climbing my whole life, has kind of led to that.
Okay.
I don't know if I trained specifically for 159, and I can't always do it. I think if I'm well rested. But there was a time maybe a couple years ago where I was pretty motivated to try 159, and I probably put in a good 3 sessions before I was able to get there.
3 sessions. It's like 3 lifetimes. I can get it. One of these days I can get it.
Got it.
How about some of the youth? You're obviously a coach, and you train some of these young whippersnappers. Do you have any people that you're pretty impressed and motivated, inspired by that you actually teach? Or
I love coaching the kids, and they inspire me every day. There's definitely a few kids that are the future of American sport climbing and bouldering. Colin Duffy.
I just, when I'm up there doing my thing, I look down and sometimes he's doing his thing.
Dude,
and I'm
nuts.
just like, wow.
Yeah.
Different things.
Yeah, he just sent my sport project to Earth Treks Inglewood.
Yeah, that's what
the
I've
other
heard.
day.
Like 4th try or
Killer,
something.
I'm 15 years old, 16 this year. Yeah, he's going to be in the combined competition. He got invited since he was world champ this year. So that'll be fun. I think we're speed climbing about the same. Yeah, we're competing against each other.
Wow, that's impressive.
Is that going to be on the YouTubes? How do we get to watch that?
It will. I'm
There'll
not totally sure.
Somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm sure that qualifiers will have a live stream. They announced that finals will be nationally broadcast, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. I have no idea what channel.
Tight.
I think
it might be ESPN or ESPN2. I have no idea though. But I think that'll be really cool.
Maybe I'll figure it out and put it on in the caption.
Yeah, I just saw a post, and I might be wrong, but I saw a post that said that they were proud to announce that it'll be nationally broadcast. And then I checked the comments, and I couldn't find what channel it would be on, and I haven't heard word about it since. But yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. I wish you all the best, man. I'd love to see you on top of that podium, dude.
Yeah, I would love that too.
Yeah. Get some good coffee in you before you go speed climbing, dude. Just maybe another Red Bull.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, dude, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank
it's
you.
It's been a pleasure
That's
talking
great.
to you. And yeah, totally. I wish you all the best in your pursuits coming up, competition, and more importantly, outdoor climbing.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
Dude, thanks for talking with us.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah,
Thanks, dude. Cut it.
Great.
Cut.